Rich Life with Faith, where we take a deeper look at social issues prevalent within our society with the most important aim of looking at how we can bring about positive change. On today's episode, we're going to be looking at an initiative and a project that has brought about a spark in the minds of people so far and is gaining ground and traction. We're talking about the Rich Life Africa projects, and for the Rich Life Africa projects, it's all about eradicating poverty, fighting against hunger, empowering Nigerians and people across Africa. And believe it or not, this all can be achieved. And so today we're going to be learning from the experiences of the founder of this project, and he's going to be sharing with us the ideas behind this particular project. So do stay tuned and enjoy this particular one. I have my special guest, once again, the founder of the Rich Life Project, in the person of Mr. Modestus Bernard. Well then, Mr. Bernard, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Okay, and how are you doing today?
I'm good, very well done.
Alright, I'm glad to hear that. Well then, I've introduced you as the founder of Rich Life Africa Project, and I know, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of people have been getting interested and hearing about it gradually. But today we want to hear from the horse's mouth, like they say. So for you, can you tell us a little bit about the Rich Life Africa Project? What's the inspiration behind it?
Right, thank you very much. Rich Life Africa Project is a social enterprise. We are not a charity organization. We are a business enterprise designed to make profits, pay tax to the government, and make things better. So at Rich Life Africa Project, what we do is look at the issues that are bordering on human existence, issues that touch humanity, and we find solutions for these problems. We work like charity organizations because we attend to people's needs, and we don't need to have any link with these people. We just provide the resources that will take care of them without minding whether they pay for it or not. So at the end of the day, we find these solutions by still making profit for our enterprise. Today, we are looking at hunger and poverty. Hunger and poverty affecting a lot of people in this country. Nigeria have a large population, and a great larger part of this population is residing in poverty, and they are all going through one stress of hunger or the other. In Nigeria, more than 60% of the population wake up in the morning without being sure of how their food will come on the table. So that rate, at the end, about 20% of them will go back to bed without food. And this is very, very dangerous for a society. And it's really affecting every side of the society. It's not just about the economy alone, it's also a security issue. When people are hungry, and when people are not sure of how their food comes, they intend to do a lot of bad things to survive.
Well then, Mr. Bernard, yes, as regards the social issues you've mentioned, because we have to hold you on that, you've highlighted hunger and poverty. And like you mentioned, this is something that is strongly prevalent in Nigeria. It cuts across the whole world. There is hunger and poverty in certain parts of the world, so it's not like you'd say any country has it better than the other. But when it comes to Nigeria, due to the population, it is really, really affecting us. So why did you still decide to pick hunger and poverty as your point of interest? And do you actually think you're up to the task? Do you think Rich Life Africa Project can take and face this particular challenge?
Yes, we understand that in almost every country of the world, there is an element of hunger in society. But here in Nigeria, it's becoming alarming. You know, we say that more than 60% of the population always worry about food. That is very, very dangerous, and I think it should be one of the highest, if not the highest, anywhere in the world. It's not just about the population. China have a very large population, and the other nations too. But the percentage of people that suffer hunger is just very minimal. And the world today have the capacity to fight hunger. And I think it's just about human error to have someone within the corner to say that I am hungry. It's a very big challenge. We are not the government, we are not billionaires, and we are not that rich organization. But that is not what it takes to fight this problem or to find solution. It just needs a common sense. It needs people with determined focus people who are committed, people who feel this problem and see it as a problem and a challenge. Then they think and bring solution. So today we are capable of solving this problem. According to Bono, if we must fight hunger, everybody must be involved. So we have a plan that involves everybody. Through our strategic 7-year plan, we call the Bernard Triangle. We have designed a plan that will really solve this problem. So we are really capable of doing it.
One thing I've noted, I want to note down there for anyone that's watching right now, like you mentioned, a lot of people, this is something that takes common sense. It can be worked on. But you also mentioned something that also is very important, and I think maybe that's what makes people stand out from the others. That's the commitment. So your willingness to see the whole project through. That's very key. And now you've talked about a 7-year plan. Does this plan have a name? What's it all about? Can you just shed more light on it? A 7-year plan, is that towards eradicating poverty and hunger?
Yes, we call it the Bernard Triangle.
And that's after your name?
Yes, yeah. Okay. The Bernard Triangle, like you say, is after my name. It's just a vision. It's a common sense that came, and we look at it and involve our team, and we come up to design a graph, an illustration in a graph that put our plans on paper. How we generate funds, how we affect it on humans, how these funds will go on and create employment. Is about creation of employment, feeding people, and creating wealth. We understand that one of the greatest challenges facing Nigerians is poverty, and the wealth of the country is not well distributed. It's not evenly distributed. So with our 7-year plan, the concept in the Bernard Triangle, if it is religiously implemented the way it should, the wealth of the nation will, be spread. We have a plan that by the year 2027, the minimum wage of average Nigerian will be 250,000 against 30,000 we are having today.
Well, that sparked our interest. Well, firstly, we're hearing that this is a 7-year plan, and you say 2027. That is fine. Also, we've had governments, promising us maybe by 2030, certain situations there will be 100,000 people that will be taken out of poverty. They give us figures and things like that. I asked you earlier on, do you believe that Rich Life Africa project has what it takes to face challenges that might come across? Because, like you said, it's a span of 7 years. And also, looking at what you're saying, are you coming out to tell us that with this 7-year plan, you can totally eradicate poverty and hunger, or what exactly are you trying to say? What impacts are you looking at with this plan?
In 7 years plan, it's a 7 years plan, and by the year 2024, we will have dealt with issue of hunger drastically, and by 2027, poverty will have been reduced. That is how we plan it. It's a very good, attractive business plan, and that is what makes it unique and also workable. We are not a charity organization. We are not begging people to give us. We have business ideas, and it means that the more we feed people, for instance, the more rich we become. And in business, anything you do that make you give you profit, you want to do it more. So this plan is one of the best business concepts on earth, whereby as you are feeding people, you become richer. As you are making people richer, you are also becoming richer. So that is why it is the best idea and the best solution. So it's workable. It's not like all those empty promises people make. This is a business where, as a businessman, you come in, you understand what plan we have, how the effect on humans, and the best is that the more you make people rich, the more rich you become.
Well, thank you, Mr. Bennett, for that lovely answer. But as lovely as it sounds, you say it's a 7-year plan, and you say it's working in a business form. Understandable, and for the project, I want to believe, following what you said, it's brought about other businesses. So can you just tell us a little bit of what this project has, brought to life or given birth to?
Yes, we have a program going on now, a contest we call Students Against Hunger. Students Against Hunger is an online contest featuring university students. Students in the tertiary institutions all over Nigeria. Serving immediate pass out UCOM members are also eligible to participate in this concept. And what is it all about? It's designed to bring the students together. As the youth of this country, they are the future generation. And a lot of them are poor. Most of the students in the school hardly eat. They go to school empty stomach, and their future, nobody is guaranteed them. Most of them will come out, there will be no work. So we look at this segment of people as strategic. So we want to work with them to fight this menace of hunger and poverty, and also create a better future for them. So the students will be engaging on in different tasks, in forms of entertainment, sports, and academic activities. They will come up with the best they can, whatever they can do well. Every one of them is allowed to choose whatever he can do.
Is there any form of reward attached to
Yes,
this?
very big reward. There is a prize of 2.1 billion.
Wow.
And going out to about 301 students. In fact, the star prize is cash. This will go to the students that attract the highest votes in the competition. And another 100 students will win 10 million naira each. Then another 200 students will win 5 million each. In all, this is 2.1 billion. Yes.
That's a huge sum of money.
Yes, yeah, it is.
That's a lot. Well, I'll have to cut you in there as regards that, because we have to stay on the fact that that's a huge sum of money. And what you're talking about, honestly, like I said, I introduced it as a great initiative from a great mind. And so far, for anyone that's been following, we can tell that yes, you've put a lot of work and thought into this. But either way, you're talking about a huge sum of money, and you're dealing with students. So naturally, and you said the program is ongoing. So we want to hear what have been the reactions so far from students and from people, even as regards the project.
It's been a welcome development, and at the concept of this program, we visualize a lot of issues coming up from it, especially in the area of trust. The Rich Life Africa project, as an entity, a business, does not have a good name recognition. It's not a well-branded business in Nigeria, and coming up with a program this loud, to say you want to give out 2.1 billion naira in prize money, a lot of people will doubt it. They want to know, who is this person? Are you the Dangote, or are you the Hebrews? So they want to really be skeptical and argue if this is scam or what. So the trust issue in Nigeria was the major problem when we were bringing this idea. But today, I don't think it's a challenge again. Wow. The students are now asking how they can be part of it. It's no longer about scam or no scam. And we have also people of integrity who are behind this program. Like our lady, Lady Choma Atunwa, the first
Nigerian female athlete.
Yes, Olympic gold medalist. She's also currently Assistant Commissioner of Police. Yes, she is the ambassador of Project Save the Hungry, which gave back to Students Against Hunger.
And I want to believe she's in full support of this particular project.
Yes. Recently, we had a media conference where reputable media houses in Green and Electronic houses in Nigeria, they came, and she was there to stand her ground and show her support.
Why would you say this particular program is different from all the other likes that we've been seeing? There's so many reality TV shows on now about entertainment. Entertainment is the biggest thing, and you have our youth really buying into that, but not really gaining. It's just a few people, and this one is spreading around, because you said something about a lot of students. I think over 300 students actually coming out as winners from this particular project. So why would you say this one is different from the others? Just to add to the believability.
All right. There is uniqueness in what we're doing. And first and foremost, in the vision that brought about this program, this contest. At the end of the day, 50% of whatever we realize from this program will go to feeding the hungry people in Nigeria. And in feeding these hungry people, it will create jobs it will create wealth. Then, directly, 301 students will be made millionaires. And this is the testing ground. Next year, we intend to make 15,000 students millionaires. It is unique in every way to compare with every other thing people are doing.
Lastly, before we let you go for today's episode, can you just give us a few words of advice right now as regards poverty and hunger?
Yes, most of the times, poverty and hunger is an individual issue. We can blame somebody that is hungry, that oh, you are lazy, that's why, and also a poor person can also say you are lazy. But majority of the times, it is the environment that dictates whether you have food or not. So I will, first and foremost, talk to the government to look at this issue of hunger and poverty. Our environment is breeding it up. Then individually, people have lost focus and they are no longer motivated. So I also want to tell people to rise up with spirit that they can solve their problems. They can provide food for themselves, and they can also do this in a very legitimate manner.
So you're saying Nigeria has what it takes, Nigerians have what it takes?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that's a good one. Thank you so much for your time today. It's been enlightening. We've learned from your experience, and I want to believe we're a little bit more motivated, and we can face another day at least, hoping that one day we'll see a Nigeria where hunger is not something you would even think about. Okay, thank you so much once again, and hopefully we get to have you on another episode. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And that's how we're going to be wrapping it up on today's episode of Rich Life with Faith. I hope you enjoyed every single moment and every single step we took and all the discussions for today. If you want to contribute, you can leave your comments on our social media handles that will be showing on your screen. And also, I want to hear your own opinion. What does Rich Life mean to you? You can leave a message for me, and I'll get back to it in another episode. Till next time, it's bye for now.